No tree gets in the way of my boat ramp.
Leading out of both left and right.
Welcome to Spearfishing Down Under. Today I have a treat for you. Myself and Bryson just last week went diving here for the very first time in a whole year. I've been diving with Bryson since the Australian titles, and he's finally moved back to Queensland. Well, he's actually northern New South Wales, and we went for a dive together down in the Tweed. Early morning, myself and Andrew Jones, we met Bryson at his new house. I hadn't seen his new house, it was great to see it, and we launched his boat right out of his backyard, and we headed out in his boat and we dove off the Tweed for the day. Diving together for a year, right?
Yeah, I'm here with the national champion Tim McDonald.
And the other national champion, Bryson. The start of the day, we actually started targeting crayfish. It's not something that I target a whole bunch, but when Bryson and I get together, it's something that's really, really fun. For me, what makes it really fun is the fact that you get really deep in holes and you're relying on the other person to drag you out. When we've got the lobsters, the way that we get back out of the hole is we dive together and we get in, we start pulling out the lobsters, and when we've finally got that lobster in our hand, we cross our fins over. The crossing the fins over is the signal to the person that's waiting outside the hole to grab you by the feet and to pull you out. We started off with some really nice crayfish. And we also got some really nice slipper lobsters.
Bryson has recently been working in southern New South Wales collecting sea urchins.
He pulled this one out to see if we could have a taste and see how they are up here.
The other one's further in there. Hey, hey? Yeah, the other one's smaller.
Yeah, hold that. That's pretty good for up here. That's the best I've seen up here.
That's good, eh?
Up here.
I think you should get some for my friends.
Yeah, try it.
I hate that stuff. I'm not
Really?
It's so disgusting. I've tried it 100 times.
It's not bad for you.
As you can see from the footage, we were getting fairly deep into those holes. So I was in there pulling out crayfish, and I ended up with sea urchin spikes on both sides of my face.
What is it?
I just see the urchins fly.
Sticking in my face?
Yeah, now you just got blood dots.
Oh, really?
So I just laughed.
It's not actually hurting, so that's a good thing. Because back that side, I had to go upside down and get them out of the right. Back
Leading
behind.
out of both left and right.
After both Brian and I got some nice crays and some nice slipper lobsters, we decided to head out and chase some fish. We headed out to a patch of reef where we've shot some nice mackerel before and also have pulled some really nice Venus tuskies. Bry did a dive and said he saw a really nice Venus, so I dove straight after him to see if I could also find the Venus. When I got to the bottom, I saw two really nice Venus. One was heading off onto the sand and he was a bit bigger, so I chased him. And I shot myself a nice 2 kilo Venus.
Through the water.
Help me!
Bry dove and said he could still see the second one but was unable to shoot it. I got lucky and dove the second time. And that fish just swam straight in front of me on the bottom.
That'll go down well for Roger. Roger will love that one, eh?
Bry dove straight after that and landed on a really nice Moses perch. Dodged in and out of the reef and he finally got a really good shot on it. From there we decided we'd move along the reef a little further. We'd already shot a couple of really nice fish there, so we head along to another area where we shot dew before. First couple of dives we didn't see any dew, but we saw some really nice kingfish.
We don't shoot the kingfish because those big kingies go so hard, make so much noise that any jewfish in the area would take off.
Second dive I landed in a really big school of kingfish. I hit the bottom and I was scratching. And just waiting to see if any dew would come in. No dew came, but a really nice school of snapper came in right behind that big school of kingfish. Unfortunately, they wouldn't come close enough and I waited, scratched.
Snapper!
And they just hung off in the distance until I needed to go back to the surface.
He's just standing there, menacingly.
As I was breathing up on the surface to do the third dive, a really nice mackerel swam under me. So I dropped down. Then he just gave me a perfect sight-on shot and I shot myself a really nice winter mackerel, which was cool for tweed.
Fatty, there's two of them.
We decided to move again and we headed to an area where I've shot some really nice pearl perch in the past. First dive though, I hit the bottom and I didn't quite land on the right spot. I landed a bit off onto the sand. And some really nice spangled emperor were swimming by. So I scratched the bottom and a fish about 6 kilos just came right in. Couldn't resist, a bit of sand throw and a bit of scratch.
The next dive I landed in the right area. Bryson had seen a big snapper on the dive before. As I headed down to the bottom, I saw a couple of nice Venus, a job fish, and a really good snapper. So I hit the bottom to see if I could get that snapper to come in. hid, that snapper swam away, and all that came in was a really nice pearl perch, just under 2 kilos.
Not real big one. I saw one about 4 kilos. 2 nice Venus there, and a jobby about maybe 5.
You didn't see that snapper.
Not the real big one.
See, that was like the snapper.
Wow.
I was chasing that other one, I didn't look around. It was just sitting below the surgeon, just doing the big part. Now they just do the big and just cruising around like wasn't scared. It was neat fish.
On the dives, we hadn't seen any dew, but it was really, really fishy. There was bait everywhere, and I really felt like we were going to see some dew. I did a dive and I was hanging on the bottom. Nice black drummer come up to me, there was some Moses perch beside me, and it just felt like dew was going to swim up to me any minute. So I waited, no dew. I pushed off the bottom, and as soon as I pushed off the bottom, I looked to my right and I saw a jewfish right beside me. I spooked him a little bit and he headed back up the gutter, so I sunk back to the bottom, crept forward, and as I looked over the gutter, I see a whole school of dew coming down that gutter. I lined up on the biggest fish and shot him. Unfortunately, I hit a second fish, he tore off, but I'd stoned the biggest fish.
Right, school of dew there. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately I shot 2 in one shot and lost the second one, unfortunately. I wasn't trying to shoot 2, I was just trying to shoot the one. How beautiful is he? Look at the colours. God,
It's got that nice pink on the head too.
I love when they're like that. Stoned him, shot 2 actually, 1 shot. First dive back with Bryson. Nice dew. Nice school of dew, about 10 fish. He didn't move.
Next dive, Jonesy dove.
I come down and landed beside him. We're waiting on the bottom for a while, and all of a sudden I saw some really nice dew come up over the rock. Jonesy was looking the entire wrong direction. I swear he was just off in dream world. I pinched him, I hit him, pointed at them, and he was looking the wrong direction, and they literally swam over his head before he saw them.
Hey Andy. Boo! I guess that explains why you never see the dew. I can just tell you, you are so lucky that my camera battery went flatter before that dive.
Actually, unluckily for him, my camera was rolling and I caught all of that on film.
Those fish were right in front of you and you're like, I'm like, freaking look right there! Ooh, ooh. How did you not even see those fish? That is the funniest thing ever. Oi, did you not see them coming from way out there? Way off in the distance, I saw them coming, and so I'm like, croak to you, I'm trying to get your attention, and then they keep coming, I'm like, what the frick are you doing? And I could see they were just above your eye line. That's why I pinched you on the arm, and then I pointed, and you kept looking that way, and they're like sitting here, and I pinched again, I'm like, friggin' look! Oh. That is 100% why you don't see the damn things.
From there, I had a dew, Jonesy had a dew, And I spent the next half an hour to an hour filming Bry as he continued diving looking for a Jew. The area was so fishy. Off the side there was bait everywhere, and it felt like every dive we're going to see Jew. Finally, Bry and I were laying on the bottom together. And I looked to my left and a nice Jew swam up one of the gutters. Bry looked over and it was smaller, around that 8 to 10 kilo mark, and he looked behind him and 2 other Jew had come in behind him. Again, about that 8 to 10 kilo mark. And he hesitated because of their size and he didn't shoot a Jew. Incredibly, we dove for the next hour and didn't see Jew at all.
Whilst diving with Bry looking for Jew, I want you to notice a couple of things. Firstly, how smoothly he moves, even if the swell is pushing him. Secondly, as he moves over the rocks hunting, he doesn't bump his gun, he doesn't bump his knee, bump his fins. He is always ready to shoot as he slides over those rocks. In this final clip, even with the swell pushing him so strongly, he slides gently between those rocks without bumping, making any noise, and gets pushed into position ready to shoot.
Bry dove and he was down for a while, and on the way back to the surface I caught his eye and he looked at me and did this sign, which always means to us big knobbies. He didn't have to say a word, I just knew, and dove as soon as he hit the surface. When I got to the bottom, it was really fishy. There was lots of bait, lots of small fish, and I thought I'd just turn into the current where the bait fish were coming from. As I turned in the current, I noticed some snapper coming in behind those bait fish. Painfully, there was some huge snapper in that school. A fish around 3 to 4 kilos just peeled off and started heading towards me while the rest of the school kept wide. I was torn between, do I try and wait for one of those real big fish that looked like it was about to keep going, and I just took the nice fish that was right in front of me.
Oh, there's a whole school way out. There's so many snapper then. Oh.
I hit the surface and just said, Bry, dive. There is still a big school of snapper there. Bry dove, hit the bottom, and that school coming again, and he also got a nice fish around that 4 kilo mark.
Big school again? Big fish, eh?
Yes! Bryson back in town, and we just had a cracking freezing cold day. Just got better from pneumonia, but weak as water.
I just got better from WA.
And Bryson shot a beautiful snapper, a nice snapper. Nice Jew. Just
Heading up.
I'm weak. I can't even lift it. Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
All in all, it was an epic day. Great to have Bryson back home. Great to be diving with my mate again. And thank you for your support. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss out on any of the upcoming episodes, because we have some crackers coming up. We've got some great how-tos, so don't miss out on those.
Good morning.